Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Full Throttle again. Today we have Court from Ecuador Freedom Bike. So we're going to give him a few seconds to join and then we will start. Hey,
Hello.
that looks
Hey,
really
Carl.
good.
Good.
You found the spot.
Yeah, I found the spot. We're good now. You hear me okay?
Yeah, perfect.
Good,
Perfect.
good.
Yeah. So tell me, how are you?
Very good, very good. Thanks. And I want to thank you for putting all this together. This is a lot of work on your part. And I just want to say we're very honored to be part of this series on Instagram that you're doing. It's very good. You have done your research and you found some of the best motorcycle tour companies in the world to check out, and I've been enjoying watching your videos, so and I'm glad to be part of it. So thank you very much for this and for having me on here.
Thank you so much for those words. That makes me feel proud of my work. So
That's
thank you so
great.
much. But yeah, it's been a lot of work. We didn't know how it was going to turn out, and it turned out like a lot of companies replying, wanting to be part of it. So we are extremely happy that this is
Yeah,
happening. The more
good.
companies, the better. The more we can help, or the more at least we can try and help. So we're very happy to have you.
Good. Thank you.
In the last interview we had with Ride and B from Mexico, we only heard good words from you guys.
Oh yeah, good. Thank
He
you.
told us how good of a company you are, so let's
Oh,
find out
nice.
all about you.
All right. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Muy bien.
But, well, hablas español, entiendo, ¿no?
Sí, claro que sí, pero
Yeah.
mejor que hablamos en inglés
Vale.
para mí. Yo hablo
So tell
español
me,
con el acento de Boston. Yo digo, buenas tardes, buenas tardes.
tell me first how things are going in Ecuador.
Well, I'm sure everybody's seen the news. Ecuador was hit very, very hard with the virus. I guess we got a strain of virus from Spain. So we have a lot of people who work in Spain and came over. So you guys went through quite a bit there too. But we got that strain of the coronavirus, and it hit us pretty hard. Um, the hospitals in Guayaquil got a little bit overloaded, and I think there's a combination of the hospitals not being ready at all for this, and also sort of the culture where you don't want to leave your elderly grandmother or whatever in a hospital because they wouldn't let anybody with coronavirus go into the hospital. So you would
Mhm.
just say goodbye to
Yeah.
your mother, your grandmother, and that's just hard to do. So a lot of people died at home. Then they had some restrictions about doctor. Only a doctor could. Every death has to have sort of an autopsy and a cause of death determined by a doctor. And there were all these restrictions on doctors. So as usual, the government got all screwed up, and there were some problems here with bodies not being picked up and things like that. But it's under control now. We haven't had any deaths in Guayaquil for the past 15 days, which is good. And
That's good.
we should, when we talk about this, I only talk about deaths because the testing is all over the place. It varies from
Yeah.
different countries or whatever. So that's good. We haven't had any in Guayaquil for 15 days. In Quito, it's come way down. The Minister of Health on Friday said they feel like they have coronavirus under control
Good.
for the first time. So things are starting to look good, and it's been, but this country's been hit very, very hard. But
Mm.
we've had real severe restrictions. We had a curfew from 2 p.m. We couldn't go out, and you can only go out one day a week to go shopping. I think Mike in Colombia was saying
In
about the
Colombia
same
was the
thing.
same, yeah.
Yeah, and so they've now moved the curfew to 9 p.m., which feels so liberating to be able to stay out in the afternoon now. So but we're getting there. Right now, we're open. We're able to operate. It's just that customers at the moment, they're still worried, and they have, like a quarantine. You have to stay 14 days if you're not from Ecuador.
Right.
Self-quarantine, and then we can only drive every other day at the moment. So we're
Okay.
waiting for those restrictions to be lifted. But I think they'll be lifted over the next few weeks, maybe a month, or I'd say by August we should be hopefully starting to run again. Yeah, I'm going to just say, let's say September, but you never know. I think this may go away faster than people think, but we'll see. We never know what's going to happen. Let's hope. Yeah.
We are
Exactly.
reopening the country on the 21st. European borders are opening again. So
Good.
things are starting to move forward here in Spain, or in Europe rather. So
Yeah.
that's good news from our side. And not too bad from your side, which is, I guess, good.
Let's hope so. I hope it stays good. It should stay good, though. I think the way we've seen it move in other countries, I think that's I think China was only shut down for like 80 days or something like that, or 70 or 80 days. So and we're at that point now, so we should be good.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
Anyway, now let's get into yourself. Tell me a bit about you. Where are you from? Where you said Boston. How did you get into the motorbike world?
Oh, let's see. I used to work in technology and software. I've always been a motorcycle rider. Always liked long distance riding, going on trips, packing up my bike, and going to different places. So I saved up my money, and I wanted to do a ride, like everybody wants to do, from down to Argentina on my motorcycle. And I found the perfect time to do it. I'd saved up my money and then set out on the road. Quit my job, put my condo in New York City up for sale, and just packed everything on the bike. I just didn't know what I was going to do. I really didn't, but I had in my mind I wanted to do this business. So we just, me and my partner Sylvan, he's around somewhere, but he'll probably say hi a little later on. He's not real good. He doesn't like to do camera and stuff like that. So
I don't like him either.
He's great in person, but you put a camera in front of him, he just freezes up. So we'll see that later on.
Okay.
So we packed everything up. We just got on our bikes and we checked out all these different countries: Mexico, Guatemala, Belize. Everyone we stayed at least a few weeks. We stayed a month in Mexico. Love Mexico, and Guatemala was fantastic. Nicaragua, Panama, and all the countries going down. Each one we checked out, and just to evaluate to see which one would be good for this business. I got to spend 3 months with Mikey in Motolumbia, so that's how we know each other. Yeah, I had broken my leg in a little accident in Colombia. Mike was great. He came over to the hospital. I was put into this public hospital, and they said, "Sir, I think we're going to have to cut your leg off. It's really swollen. It's very, very swollen, your leg. We don't know how to do the operation at all. And it looks like your leg's going to have to come off unless we can find a doctor that can do the operation." And so the next day, doctor came in and he said, "I have great news for you. I found a doctor that knows how to do the operation, and he's going to walk me through it on the phone." No, that's not going to work. So anyway, I got this is a long. I'll cut this story short, but I got into a private hospital. I met Mikey there. He came over to help me out, and so and Mike was just starting his business at the time, and we talked through it a lot, and so that really put me on the track of starting this business. So continued down to Argentina. I thought I'd want to open in Argentina, but I got down there and I realized it was not exactly everything I wanted to do. First, I'd moved from New York City, and to go to Buenos Aires was just like I lived in Paris and New York, and it was just the same thing. And I
Yeah.
really loved Ecuador. So I came back here. We started the business in Ecuador. Is really like the perfect place for this business. At first, the
Yeah.
people are super friendly. It's on the dollar, and it's got the Andes, it's got the Amazon, it's got the Pacific Coast, and the weather's the same all year long because we're right on the equator. The sun rises and sets the same time all year long, and it's like I said, it's perfect weather. Every day is like 75 degrees here in Quito. If I want to be warmer, I go down to the coast and go to the beach, or I can go down to the Amazon, or if I want snow, I can go up higher into the Andes, and it's pretty cool. It's a really great place to be. And so you can really set up some great routes here in the country, riding around different routes. It's a very modern city here in Quito, so we have it's a very good infrastructure, all kinds of great stores and galleries and all kinds of things, cultural things to do. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but you can go out into the country and you can go, and it's like 100 years ago. People on horses in the fields, working fields with animals, and it's a great place to be. So.
What the way you studied the location, it was fantastic. Just by traveling, I love
Yeah.
it. It's an amazing way of finding out the perfect place. I love
Yeah, and
it.
I had all kinds of first impressions of countries, like Chile. I had a dog, I found this little dog, and I picked her up and put her in the top case of my bike, and I rode from Ecuador down to Argentina and then back into Chile. And then in Chile, they were like I had no problem at any border. And then I got to Chile, and they were like, "Where's your zoological exportation certificate?" I was like, "Oh my God, what?" I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with that government at all. So I just found things here in Ecuador a lot more relaxed and easy and just really tranquilo. Really nice place to be.
I think that
So,
happens all throughout South America. Being
yeah,
very tranquilo. South
yeah,
America,
yeah, yeah,
Central America, Caribbean. That's the
yeah,
place.
yeah, for sure, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Cool. I can see how amazing Ecuador is from what you're telling me.
Yeah.
But tell me now a bit like, how do you come up with the idea? Do you come up with the idea of opening this company by yourself or just with Sylvan?
This was Sivan. Sivan and I, partner. He's from France.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, we came up, but we started a company. We didn't know if it would go. We had the two bikes that we rode down. I had a Buell 1200 Ulysses, and Savan had a 1200 BMW GS.
Wait, you went
Yeah,
from the States to Argentina on a mule?
yeah, yeah. And then we went to Argentina. We stayed down there a couple months to see about starting the business there and just checking out things. And then we decided, you know what, we felt really the best in Ecuador. Let's go back to Ecuador. And I was surprised that nobody was doing this business here. I was like, this is of all the countries, this was like the best country to ride in, and nobody is doing this business here. So we got to go back there and do the business there. That's where we've got to go. And so we did that, and we rode back up, and we didn't really know what would work. We didn't know if people would really want to come to rent motorcycles. We started the business in Cuenca, which is a smaller city in southern Ecuador. So we started there. We're like, well, I don't know if people will come. I built a website, and we've got very few inquiries. But we also said, okay, well, let's try with bicycles and scooters. So that's why we're called bike rental, because we didn't know
Right.
whether people would want to rent bicycles or rent motorcycles at first. So we just called it bike rental, and that's how we started. But we found that more people wanted to come, but they wanted to come to Quito So we moved everything to Quito, and we bought some more bikes, and we slowly built the business up, and that was starting in 2009,
Mm-hmm.
and now we're 2020. So we built the business up. We're at 54 motorcycles now.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot, and so we've and that's a lot of bikes. That's a lot of bikes here too. Because bikes,
And that's
this
only
is probably the
motorcycles
most
because you also
expensive
have
country
cars.
for bikes. What's that?
I said that's only bikes because you also have cars and bicycles, right?
Oh yeah, we have cars and bicycles. Yeah, we have three 4x4s and like 8 bicycles.
Nice.
Um, yeah, I just show you real quick a little bit here. I'll move around a little bit. This is our kind of our showroom. I don't have all the bikes in here, of course.
Right.
This is normally where the customers come. We have their bike ready for when they come to pick it up. We have it all here, and
Nice.
we build all of this stuff, like all these crash bars,
Well
ourselves
protected.
here.
Oh, you
Yeah.
build them yourself?
Yeah, we build these here. We build all these crash protectors here, the
Jeez.
skid plates. Okay,
Nice.
and
There's a welder in there.
we put all these stickers on. We have these unbreakable mirrors from Double Take. So we try to make it so everybody can kind of relax
Right.
and not worry about scratching the bike,
Yeah.
breaking a mirror. Reduce that to a minimum.
Fair
So
enough.
I'll
I
just
mean,
come back here.
that's one of the main worries from customers, especially when they get expensive bikes like BMWs and stuff, like having one of those stupid falls, dropping the bike and stuff. That
Yeah.
costs you a fortune. And
Oh,
so
yeah.
I guess it's a nice way to go.
Absolutely. Like a BMW mirror here costs $200. It's just a stupid thing to spend your money on. So we changed them all out and we put these on. These are stainless steel crash bars.
Oh, so they're heavy.
So if you fall, we don't have to paint them. They're just, they don't scratch. You just kind of buff them out a little bit and they're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Nice.
that's what we have. That's some of our motor BMW. I think we have 15 BMWs. We have. I'm not going to go too far because the Wi-Fi. That's a Husqvarna 701.
Oh, that's a good one. The new one, right?
Yeah, it's a great bike. It's a fabulous
Sure.
bike. Fantastic. Back here's. I was going to show you earlier. This is like we have a jacuzzi, thing,
Is that the
lockers.
VIP lounge?
Yeah, it's our lounge.
There's
There's a little gym back here.
Nice.
All right.
You
Over
guys
here we
a great
have.
shop.
Thank you.
Yeah.
This
This
is
is
we
the
have
new
all
one, I
the-
guess, because you just moved to the new location, right?
Yeah, this is about 3 years old now. We've been in here.
Okay.
3.5 years now almost.
Okay.
So this is all our Moscow Moto backcountry 35 bags, which we use.
Uh-huh.
And we also use the alt-rider bags. And we have a bunch of gear here. You can see a bunch of used. Most everybody brings their own gear, but we have a whole bunch of gear for people
You never know.
to use. We have a lot of people that come to Ecuador to go to the Galapagos,
Uh-huh.
and they'll, they didn't plan on doing a motorcycle trip, so we have gear for them
Fair
to
enough.
use. So
That's always
There we
good
go.
to have. Always good to have.
yeah.
So tell me, the company, is it just you and Silvan, or is there more people working for you guys?
We have about 10 people working for us. We just hired a new guy to do our maintenance on the bike. So
Uh-huh.
before I'll talk about that. We have 2 full-time mechanics, one that does welding, and then another mechanic's helper, who's actually my adopted son, who's working while I was going to high school.
Okay.
And then that's our maintenance center over there. I don't want to get too far close to it.
Yeah, no worries.
The signal there, but that's it over there. Over in that building, that's one of our support vehicles. In that building, we house all of our Moto Z tires. We're the official importer for Moto Z, or I guess you say Moto Z.
Okay.
tires in Ecuador. So we
Nice.
use all those tires on our bikes. But employees, we have a new head of maintenance, who's Martin, who's from Argentina, and
Okay.
he.
You're back. You're back.
Sorry, but I won't move again. That's
No
it for the
worries. It's okay.
moving.
So you're saying you have
Okay.
the new mechanic from Argentina? I can hear you.
Sivan?
Hey, is that Sivan in the background? Hey, you here?
Okay.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. No more moving. No more moving.
No worries. So you were telling me about you have the new mechanic from Argentina, Martin?
Yeah, Martin is like one of the best mechanic in Ecuador. I'm so happy he's working for us.
Good.
He does the presidential motorcade BMWs, and he's got his own shop here. And he travels up to Colombia to work for some other motorcycle rental companies. He goes up once a year
Uh-huh.
and does those. He's really, really a top mechanic. His family owns we have like vehicle inspection system.
You here? I can hear
I
you
don't know.
fine. Hey,
I don't know if that's on my side or your side.
I think it's
We're
your
good.
side, but you're back.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry about that.
No
Sorry about
worries. No
that.
worries.
Okay. So we have Martin here, and we have the other two mechanics, which is great. We have our own in-house mechanics. A lot of other places send their stuff out, but what's good right now is we've got that team, and they're taking apart every single bike, like down to everything, and putting them back together. It takes them about 2.5 days per bike, and they just test everything. So when this is over, we're gonna have like all new bikes, like all 50 bikes will be like brand new with everything
Brand new.
checked, brand new, all new bearings and everything. So it'll be really good. That sounds like
Good.
a news flash. Sorry about
Good, good,
that.
good. Nice. We have lost Court. We're gonna give him a few seconds to join back, and we will continue with the interview. He's having some issues with the internet, I believe. Um, but yeah, we're gonna give him a few seconds to rejoin the video.
Ta-da!
Hey.
Okay, we're
Okay.
back.
So yeah, you told me about your mechanics. Do you have any tour guides, or is it you and Silvan leading all the tours?
Yeah, no, um, I have another tour guide, Andy from Calgary, Alberta, Canada,
Uh-huh.
and Hannah, she's from Frankfurt, Germany. So
Okay.
those are two. I had one more. He took off, went down to Argentina, got stuck in the COVID, and he went back to France. So I don't know. We may hire another one. We'll see what happens. Right now, that's what I have of two guides. And I have Jean, my other employees. I have Jean, who's like a 71-year-old woman from England.
Uh-huh.
She's lived here like 40 years. She's written guidebooks on Ecuador. She knows everybody here. So she helps me with some of the planning, or dealing with the hotels and all that kind of stuff. She's very great wisdom on the country. So fantastic. And then we have our accounting and sales staff as well. We have Gabriel, who just helps people get ready, get on the road here,
Mm-hmm.
and helps them pack up the bikes and all that stuff. Yeah, that's about it for now. That's it for the
Nice.
moment. Yeah,
Nice. Well, you got a good team there.
yeah, it's a good team. Very happy
Nice.
with everybody. Yeah,
Nice. So, Cor, before I ask you about your tours, tell me just a little bit about that social work that you guys do called Pack for Purpose or Pack for a
Oh, good.
Purpose.
I'm glad you asked. I brought this. Yeah, back for a person. It's really one of the funnest things that we do is that we travel, like especially on our off-road tours, our dirt road tours. We go into very remote places that visitors never go. You go in there and they're just amazed to see people from outside come in. Those schools, they're like one room schoolrooms. Okay, so let me back up. And the purpose of Pack for a Purpose is to help out children. And what we do
Okay.
is we ask all of our customers, when you come down, bring with you a box of pencils or some calculators or just maybe some posters or something, and we will deliver them personally to one of the schools that we visit. So on our trip, we will stop and we will bring all of this school supplies in delivered to a school personally. And
Nice.
it's really fun. Everybody has a great time. The kids love it. They jump all over the bikes. They get all excited and they have such a great time. I had like a teacher who was a school teacher in the States brought down a box of like those recorders, like flute things,
Yeah.
and he distributed them out to the class, and then he taught them all how to play it. And so we have
Nice.
lots of really great moments that we have with the kids, and it's always good. We connect more with these little communities that we ride through. We don't just ride through.
Yeah.
We stop and we meet them, and that's really about my tours. That's what we really strive for on our tours, is that we beautiful scenery, but let's not be part of the scenery. Let's be inside. Let's go inside and see what's going
Right.
on. Let's go.
Let's
We're
blend with
riding
the
through these
scenery.
fields.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ride through fields, but you won't even know what they are. Let's stop and meet the farmer and see what they're growing, and they'll show you they're growing coffee or they're growing pitahaya, which is a fruit, or all different things that we see along our way. So,
Well,
um,
that's
yeah.
such a great initiative. Is it something that you guys started, or are you cooperating with somebody?
It's something that we started in the beginning. We always asked our customers to bring something. And I was looking online to see, geez, does anybody else do this? Anybody else ask their customers when they visit a foreign country to do something? And I had found after a couple of years of doing it, there was an organization that did it called Pack for a Purpose. And
Uh-huh.
so I joined up with them. And this is a woman in North Carolina, and she runs this organization, and what they do exactly that. They encourage people when they travel to travel to a Pack for a Purpose location, bring stuff and deliver it to the kids, or bring stuff to help the kids of the local kids where they're visiting. And so, yeah, I think it's a really great program, something we were already doing, and so it was good to meet up with them and kind of join forces with them.
Nice.
So,
So let me tell you what a great initiative you guys are doing. Such good work.
thank you.
And I'm sure everybody in the community is very, very happy with you guys.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's one of those things like if we ever have problems, because we do our guided tours and we also do the self-guided tours, and the self-guided tours go to the same places our guided tours do, and it's just nice because we always know along all of those routes we have people. One of our customers had any problem, we know that they'll be well taken care of. They know where they're coming from, and everybody will take care of them, and so that's a really good thing.
Great. Well, congratulations on that. Fantastic
Thanks.
job.
Thank you.
So let's get into the tours now. Tell me a bit about them. How do you organize them when it comes to accommodation, terrain that you guys drive through, number of people per tour? If you also have a chase vehicle on every tour, tell me a bit about it.
Okay, so we do a whole bunch of different tours. We try to have a tour for a wide variety of people. So we have some tours that are all on unpaved roads. Now, we're not doing things like the guy in Costa Rica is doing. He's riding only dirt bike. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I'd love to go and do one of his things. Yeah. You stay in the house and you ride around. Really, really cool things. What we do is all dual sport and adventure motorcycles. We do it like you're really going to do an adventure. Like you're packing your stuff up on your bike and you're going to go out on the adventure. So we have, and we do have support vehicles, but we only do a support vehicle. We guarantee departure. And so we only do a support vehicle when we have more than 4 riders on the tour, because otherwise we stay in really nice places. Our tours are, I think, very different from a lot of tour companies in that our tours are really all-inclusive tours. When you start the tour, you don't have to pay for anything. We go to a restaurant. I don't go to a restaurant to give you a set menu and you have to choose either the beef or you can choose whatever you want off the menu. We go to nice restaurants. We just want people to relax and enjoy themselves and just not worry about anything but having fun and going riding for whatever time it is. So we include a chase vehicle when there's more than 4 riders. The chase vehicle will carry luggage. It'll carry water and snacks and things like that. Mm-hmm. So back up a little bit. We do all dirt roads, dual sport tours, and we do all paved tours. Nice. And then we do self-guided tours and guided tours. And we have I'll have like a luxury, high-end luxury tours of hotels, like super luxury, like 5-star hotels, $600 a night hotels included. Yeah, there's some really amazing haciendas here. There are some. Ecuador has been a really peaceful and stable country for the past 15 years. And even before that, not so crazy. But for the past 15 years, it's been very stable. And during that time, we've had a lot of really nice boutique hotels. There's also been some like tax initiatives for like these really wealthy aristocratic families that have these fantastic estates to actually open them up and do something with them. So we have these amazing haciendas here. You wouldn't believe. We have this one hacienda called Hacienda Cuisine to the north of Quito that we use. It's from 1600 or 1522 or something like that. It's an old place. It's absolutely gorgeous. Very aristocratic American family has purchased it, I think, from the Reynolds tobacco family or something like that. They've dumped in millions of dollars into this just because of these tax things. And you can stay in this beautiful estate Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. That's part of our regular tours. That's not even our luxury tour. So there are some really fantastic hotels that we use. We should always look for places. We look for places that really add something to the tour. So, and there's some really cool things here. Like there's a hotel we go to where you walk outside your door and you've got your own private volcanic hot springs and you're at like 12,000 feet elevation. It is so beautiful.
That's
Another one, which is like built into this waterfall. And it's like this, it's in the rainforest and the hotel's built into the waterfall. The waterfall crashes down over the roof. You jump into this lagoon. I mean, it's just so beautiful. What's another one? Another one's like a working chocolate farm. And in the morning, they make you go out and milk the cow, and you make hot chocolate, and it's a different experience. It's really, really fun, but very luxurious place. So that's what we look for. We look for places that add to the whole experience. It's not just not just a hotel and a shower or whatever, but something that's pretty special. So we have a lot of those kind of cool places on our tours. And that's what we
amazing. Especially that Volcano Hot Spring. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's another one in the Amazon. It's just so beautiful. You have you're in the jungle, and then you've got this really super, super nice little cabin with its own little private plunge pool. And you can just walk down to the river. There's so many great places here in Ecuador that we're really lucky to have them. So our challenge always is, okay, we want to get to that place, and we find like a route to get there. That's kind of the hard thing is there are some places that we want to go, but there's no hotel that connects them. So we figured it out. It takes a while, you think after. It's not easy to do. It's not something. When I plan my trips to countries I don't know, it's hard. I don't know if that's a good road or whatever. We've lived here 11 years, and that's all we do for fun. Is we go out and ride, and we try to find different roads and different places to connect these hotels together, and it's fun. That's what we do.
I'm sure. I'm sure, especially experiencing those hotels. It must be a good one. We have a question. I think you watched the interview yesterday on Friday that we had with Moises from Ride and Be in Mexico.
A little bit. I didn't see
He says that he gets inspired a lot by you guys, by the business model that you have. So he has a question here. What is the main characteristic of value you look to set up a new tour, I guess?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand the question.
He says, what is the main characteristic you look for to set a new motorcycle tour?
Characteristic?
Or value?
That's what it is mostly. It's really like I want to have great places. So like there was a new hotel that opened up in the rainforest a couple years ago. I started a new called Off-Road Pacific Discovery. I had wanted to do that for a long time, that tour, but I didn't have a hotel. There was a spot where it was like, boy, the ride, if I do that ride that day, it's a 12-hour ride. I can't do that. I need to break it up. I need to break it up in 2 6-hour rides. And then this hotel opened right where I needed to go. So I was like, yes, that's great. And it's such a fantastic hotel with next to this river, and you can jump in it, and it's got 2 jacuzzis outside. It's in the rainforest, and there's this exotic fruit farm down the road from it that we visit. So it's really about it's kind of, you have to have it's kind of a curation of the whole thing. Like you want really good roads, but you want to be able to have a good place to stay too. So
have a good rest after that ride.
What's that?
I said have a good rest after the long ride.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, really, really, really. Because when I ride, I'll stay in kind of I have two. When I do my riding, I'll have two sort of classes of hotel. There's hotels with toilet seat and hotel without toilet seat. So that's okay with me. But all of my customers work. A lot of working hard. They have 10 days off or they have a week off. I want it to be perfect. I want it to be absolutely perfect for them. So
Yeah.
that's what we want to do. We don't want anybody, a hotel. And the other thing is too, is we do this all year long. We use the same hotels over and over again. These hotels treat us very important, like we're really important because we are. We're like some of them. We're the only customers they have. I don't know why they built some of these places. There's one place that's owned by like the Escobar family from Colombia. It's just a few miles down from the border, kind of a hideout place, I guess. I don't know. But it is like this fantastic lodge in the middle of nowhere. It's like, why is it here? Why is it here? I think we're like the only customers that ever go there. So we're treated so well when we go to these places. That's the other thing is that we Ecuador isn't like Costa Rica and Mexico. It doesn't have a lot of gringos coming down to it. So we're often the only people in the hotels when we go to them. It's kind of strange. Ecuador still hasn't really been completely discovered or destroyed, I guess, like some over touristy. It's not at all like that yet here.
Let's hope it stays like it is now.
Yeah, I could use a little more tourists than now, because now is a disaster.
Now, as in like this time, not like during COVID. Now you need
exactly.
tourists, of course. Yeah. So what are your tour destinations? Tell me a few of them, and like let's say what's your most popular tour?
Okay. Well, I have tours that so like I said, I have dual sport, paved, and unpaved. We also have three regions here in Ecuador, three worlds. We call them worlds because they're so different. We have the Andes, the Amazon, and the Pacific coast. And in Ecuador's tourism bureau, it talks about four worlds because we have the Galapagos as well. But of course, we don't ride out to the Galapagos. But a lot of our customers, we help them organize some trips out to the Galapagos as well. But so our tours will focus on those different regions. I have some tours that just primarily do the Andes, and we'll ride up and the dirt. A lot of the dirt tours that we do, ride up and down the spine of the Andes, go down to the Amazon maybe, or go down onto the coastal plains, and then come back up. And we just do that for 4 to 6 to 10 days.
Okay.
I have also a dirt road tour, which is mostly in the Andes. It's called the High Andes Deep Amazon Tour. That's a very popular tour. And we ride down into the Amazon basin. And we take all the bikes and we load them into canoes, long motorized canoes. And we go like 100 miles into the jungle. And we stay overnight in this jungle lodge in the Amazon where no roads go. Like, you want to talk off-road, this is off-road. This is like, there's no road.
Proper off-road. That's so cool. So cool. So you have some amazing tourists going on.
Yeah.
Nice.
And we have some paved tours. We do a lot of some tours I kind of designed for couples, because we get a lot of couples that come down and ride two up or ride one on each bike. And so some of them are like there's a lot of guys who want to bring their wives, but their wives are like, Ecuador, I don't know if and then I show them the links to the hotels,
and they don't want to
go
go
like,
back.
Oh my God, oh yeah, I want to go. So that's what you have to do for the wives. You have to like have really nice, super hotels, and they're not going to worry about bugs or anything like that. So I have a couple tours that are designed like that. The Backroads tour and our Introduction to Ecuador tour, which are paved tours. And then I have some dual sport tours. Most popular one is our 7-day Cloud Forest Coast and Craters tour, which is a tour in the Andes in the Pacific coast, and it's dual sport. And a lot of people like that. Yeah.
Nice. So let's ask you two serious questions. How do you think the motorcycle community around the world could help motorcycle tour operators?
Yeah, and I really appreciate you doing this and doing this for everybody. Again, it is a difficult time for us. We've had absolutely no business since February. I think everybody started to worry about February. We haven't had any bookings, maybe one or two. But so I'm sure everybody's struggling. What we need people to book, and I don't say this. I know this is good for everybody's head too, because I did the same thing. I've been sitting at home baking banana bread and doing all these stupid things, for whatever, Like I need to get out, and so I just started getting really down. And I said, okay, I'm going to go to this Dirt Days rally up in Vermont. My family lives up in New Hampshire, and it's going to be up in New Hampshire. So there's a big Tour Tech Dirt Days rally up in New Hampshire where my parents live. So I'm going to plan that trip. And I booked it, and the airfare was super cheap. Some of these airfares I'm seeing right now have never been cheaper. $358. I got $450 up to Boston. And it's usually like $700, $800 flight, maybe $900. So that was a really good deal. So, and then, but that wasn't it. What it was is my mind was like, I felt so much better because all this shit that's going on in the world right now with the COVID and all its crazy things, just having that, knowing that I'm going to go up there in August, I'm going to be able to ride bikes. I'm going to go swimming in the waterfalls up in New Hampshire. I'm going to see a bunch of friends. Just that, I feel much better. Like I felt so bad. So I think it's really good for everybody's mental health, not just the health of us as a tour company when we do need your help, but your own health. Book a trip. A trip isn't just the trip. The trip is planning the trip, thinking about the trip, having it in your mind. You've got something to look forward to. The trip is the trip, of course, and the trip is when you come back and you have all these great memories of everything you've done and all the new experience and things you've learned and all of those things. So that's a whole trip. So if you're not planning a trip right now, you're not helping yourself. You just need that, right? So you're helping us, but you really, I know you're helping yourself doing that. Helps me. I can't function. I have something to look forward to, something fun that's up in the future coming up. So we have changed our policy through 2021 because I know everybody's worried, is there going to be a second wave? And what if I book and there's a second wave, which I don't think there'll be a second wave. That's the thing here in Ecuador. They did tests of people, and they found that 33% have the antibodies to the COVID here already. So I think that we'll find that this is going to go away. But there could be a second wave. So I know people are worried about that. So we made a completely flexible policy all through 2021. If you book, then you can change your dates anytime you want. And that's, yeah. That's and so, good. Yeah. But I think you need to book. I think you need to set a date. I think if you set a date like November, October, I mean, that's for sure. I don't think we're going to have any problems. Let's say February. So usually people at this time of year are booking for February. I would say go ahead and do it because you're going to feel a lot better if you do it. I think it's going to help everybody's mentality, their way of thinking, if they can get out and book a tour now. And it helps us stay running a business, keeping our motorcycles maintained and everything. So, yeah, that's a good question.
Let's hope we can tour then.
Yeah.
Corey, we have been talking a lot, but I'm going to give you 1 minute. 1 minute, okay? To tell me why people should come to you, why people should come to visit Ecuador.
Oh boy, we
And
have
anything
talked a
that you
lot,
may
so.
have not said.
Ok, bah, on peut le faire en français parce
You
que,
can do
yes,
it in
Sylvain,
French,
Sylvain peut le
Spanish,
faire en
or
français.
English.
Okay. Ou en espagnol. No, it's okay. What else can I tell you about? Oh, let me just show you. I'm going to show you this here. The self-guided tours. Let me just tell you about our self-guided tours. I told you about our guided tours. Our guided tours. I don't hire like I get a lot of people send me resumes and stuff that want to be motorcycle tour guides. And they're like, "Oh, I'm a motorcycle racer. I'm a motocross champion." I'm like, I don't care. That's not what's important. That's not what is important. What's important is that you know how to really get people to immerse themselves in what's going on around them. Because we can just ride. Anybody can fly here and just ride a motorcycle and ride through, but not know what's going on. They can look up in Wikipedia what they have to see. But we have been here 10 years, so we know, like, hey, this guy is the last indigenous leather maker in this village and in this region. He still makes leather like they made 300 years ago, and he's had this business top right down from his family. Let's go visit him and see those big fluffy chaps that they wear, the pantaleos here. And so, or we'll visit a farmer or something like that. So our focus really is not on the riding. If you want to go hardcore dirt riding, what's his name? Terry
Go
up
to
in
Costa
Costa
Rica.
Rica. Yeah, go see him. You
Yes.
want to like chill out, go on a nice 8-day, 7-day, 6-day ride, have your mind blown about how many different cultures and ways of life there are here in Ecuador. Because we have indigenous people, we have all different elevations. We're going up to 15,000 feet down to sea level. And so in those different elevations, we have different foods, we have different cultures, we have all different ways of life. And so it's a constantly changing thing that we see here in Ecuador. So I guess that's all I really want to tell you. I wanted to show you these, which are our self-guided tours. They're very popular. So what we do is we give people these daily route sheets, and they show you they give you information, what time you have to start, what the riding time is, the distance, the high and low elevation, so then how to dress for the day, and then all these different points that they're going to see along the way with the mileage.
Nice.
And it's all programmed into a GPS. So it'll tell you a little bit about the different places, the mileage points along the way, and we do a full briefing before they go out. So they know where they're going, and they have a tracking device on the bike, so we always know where everybody is. And they got a cell phone, so they can call us if they have any trouble, or they don't know how to order a cheeseburger at a restaurant or something. No, then they have like a hotel voucher for each night, and so they just ride from one day to the next. And if they have any troubles, they just call us. So a lot of people like to do that. And like I said, all of our self-guided tours and our guided tours, the same routes. So these are routes we've ridden over and over and over and over and over. We've tested them. We're not just sending people out. We didn't just pick it out on Wikipedia. These are the routes that we know. Everybody knows us, and they'll be treated very well along the way.
Nice.
Okay, I go over a minute there, didn't I?
Yeah, way over. You've done 4 minutes. But okay, now let's get into the fun part of the conversation, because we have 5 minutes left. Instagram only allows you 1 hour, okay? So I'm going to ask you a bunch of rapid fire questions so people get to know you a little better. Some of them will be kind of normal, some others will be kind of silly, okay? So expect both. Ready?
Okay. All right. The internet might go out at any minute now.
Where is your favorite place to ride in the world?
Oh, I have to say Ecuador, right? I have to say Ecuador, but I
You
also
can say
like.
some other place.
I'm planning now. Since I saw your videos, I want to go to Costa Rica. I want to go to Morocco. But my next trip, I'm going to be riding up to Quebec. So I'm
Cool.
riding up through New Hampshire to Quebec, up to the Bay of Gaspé, then down through over to Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and down through Maine. That's my next trip. So that's my
Cool.
favorite place to ride right now.
Favorite bike?
It depends on what we're doing. My favorite bike, I guess, I like the Africa Twin that we have. That's really good. So that's for like the long, when I ride down to Peru, and we're going to open some new routes down to Peru, northern Peru, um, pretty soon. Some really cool, some really amazing roads in northern Peru, and there's nobody doing tours there. So we're going to do some tours that go into northern Peru. But
Okay.
anyway, so Africa Twin.
Africa Twin. Okay.
In off-road, I love the Husqvarna 701.
Cool.
And the
Good bikes.
DR650, I love. We have 15 of them. I love the DR650.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What would have been a better name for the Beatles?
Uh, the uh, the Prince. I don't know who was the Prince at that time. Prince Charles. I don't know. I don't know. Prince. But that, they were before Prince. The princes. The English.
What's your
I
favorite
don't know.
thing
Who
to do on a
knows?
tour when you're not riding?
When we're not riding, well, I like when we're on a tour, we do different hikes. Like I said, we like to visit people. So I take people on hikes. I take people to go for a hike and go for a swim. I guess swimming. I like finding swimming holes. I like finding little cool little waterfalls to go swim in and jump in and that kind of stuff. That's the kind of stuff I like to do when we're riding on tours. Is stop and go
Okay.
like a fun waterfall or something.
Okay. Next one. If you had to take a celebrity to one of your tours, who would it be?
Well, it'd have to be a celebrity that rides a motorcycle, right? I would think. I guess that's the question. Um, I don't know. Who would be good? Uh,
I think Brad Pitt rides.
Keanu Reeves. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I like that. I like that. Chill out with Bill Burr from Boston or Joe Rogan. These guys would ride, but we had. So I don't know. I don't know.
No
I
worries.
don't
For the
know.
next,
Are they real people? They have to ride them. When celebrities ride, they're usually riding these little showy bikes, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want any of them on the ride with me, honestly.
we'll go with none. On a scale from 1 to 10, although I can answer this question as well, let's see how you feel about yourself. On a scale from 1 to 10, how cool are you?
Oh, off the charts. Off the charts.
Beer or wine?
I like wine better. Yeah, I'm a wine drinker. I like beer too, but bad choice. Yeah.
Another scale. On a scale from 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy garlic?
Garlic?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I like 10. I'm garlic eater, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Who can you always trust?
I'll say that again. I had a helicopter flying over. Sorry
Who
about
can you always trust?
Who can I always trust? This guy here, Sylvan. You gotta say hi to Steve.
Say
We got him
hi.
on camera. We got him on camera. Yeah.
He's been watching us all the time, huh?
Yeah. He's been back and forth. So.
Anyway, we literally have 30 seconds, so I'm going to use them to say thank you so much for being part of this. I hope it helps you. I hope it helps to promote the business somehow. And yeah, it's been a great pleasure speaking to you. I wish it would have been for a longer time.
Well, thank you very much, Bob, for doing this. It's fantastic. Like I said before, what you're doing is great. I hope you continue it, and I hope I think this could be something for you to build on. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to